Okay, and you're rolling anytime you're ready.
Hi, this is Emery with United Women of Color, and I'm here today with Marilyn Lance. I have a couple questions for you. So, like yourself, I have a varied background as I have degrees in both political science and theater, and this has given me the ability to speak more comfortably in front of others, communicate more clearly, and create media that has a strong message and influence. So,
Excellent.
given your varied background, I'm wondering how has it influenced you as a state representative?
So I feel like I carry all the things forward. I had my earliest career. Well, actually, I was a banker for a while because I went to UAH at night, and was a banker by day. And then after I graduated, I went to work for Boeing and I did economic development and marketing, worked for the airport authority. Then I went back to school to become a licensed professional counselor. And I feel like I carry all those things forward. And when I made career changes, it didn't feel that way at the time, but it's been an interesting journey. And I feel like I bring all of that to the State House. And I wear my mental health passion because that's an issue I truly care about, and I'm the only person in the legislature that has a background in community mental health. And I feel like I also understand the business side of things, so it all sort of comes together.
Okay, wonderful. So, you were elected into office in March of 2024, and this was the same month that the Alabama Choose Act was passed. This act provides education savings accounts for eligible families with funds up to $7,000 in order to have the opportunity to choose between public or private education. Given that you ran on such a strong pro public education platform and you have continued that throughout your service, how do you feel about the Choose Act and what impact has it had?
I am not a fan of the Choose Act. And in fact, there was an article that came out last week looking at the Choose Act funding, and it seems to be going in the same places that it would have been going had we not provided that money. So I feel like we're just taking money from our public school systems and giving it to families who were already homeschooling or doing private school. It doesn't seem to have really shifted the way it was intended to.
Okay. So when it says eligible families, only eligible families can have these education savings accounts, what does that mean? Who are these eligible families?
As I understand it, the rules changed. So initially there was an income limit, and then that's gradually being taken
Okay.
off.
Okay. And one last question.
Okay.
So major party splits are very prevalent in our current political sphere as it has become increasingly polarized. Can you speak about the factions in the legislature and how have you overcome the barriers that it has created?
Well, one thing I can tell you about the Alabama legislature is it's not nearly as divisive as what we see at the national level. And there is a lot of congeniality. People are very respectful and kind to each other. We don't agree on everything, but we do work together. Most things actually pass unanimously. Um, and I have found good working relationships with everyone down there. Now, that said, there
Mhm.
is this split that we see not just at the national level, but even in our own neighborhoods. And I can remember when the man who held my seat for 20 years, Mike Ball, ran the first time I was his campaign manager. And people hear that today and they're like, "You did what?" I'm like, "Yes, we were friends and neighbors." And I knew Mike cared about mental health issues and he needed somebody that had a little marketing experience. And I had that. And so we worked together and we're still friends and neighbors. And I hate that we are so divided now that we can't really even talk to each other in the way we once did, because friends and neighbors should count for more than anything else. And I don't understand this blind party loyalty. And I think as a Democrat, we don't have it as much. I don't think I may have voted a straight ticket once or twice, but I always voted for Mike Ball. I voted for other Republicans. I think we look more at the issues in the person. And I feel like and a lot of times when I talk to people, they don't realize Alabama is one of a handful of states that even have straight party voting. It's not that way in most of the state. But I do wish we could get back or maybe move back into evolve to a place where we can really talk to each other and hear each other again and realize that we all have so much more in common
Yeah.
than our differences.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And do
So
you have any ideas on how we could accomplish that? Any strategies that we could employ? Any specific ways of communicating with people that we could use to decrease this polarization and increase communication?
I say so often, over and over, that everything comes down to love versus fear. Every issue, every aspect of our lives, it's love versus fear. And we're all afraid,
Yeah.
and it's not wrong to be afraid, but it's what motivates you. What do you lead with? And I think right now, when there's so much fear in the environment and the external, that it's easy to sort of let fear be your motivator. But even though we're afraid, we have to let love be our motivator. And so I think when we approach a situation, we have to do it with an open heart
Yeah. Absolutely.
and know that we're planting seeds. We may not change somebody's ideas or opinions or thinking in the moment, but we are planting seeds always. And at some point, I think those seeds will come to fruition. So every conversation matters, but approach it with an open heart and an open mind and try to be neighbors. Let's be neighbors again.
It sounds good. Thank you
Yes.
so much.
No, thank you. This has been great.
Awesome.